Nothing hurts more than falling in love with a game and finding out it doesn't have a sequel. It's like dating a girl just to meet her mum and finding out she's not a MILF, so you know there's no long-term potential there. Games that have caused me this pain over the years have been Sunset Overdrive, Days Gone, Freedom Fighters, and Bully, but none of them hurt as much as Sleeping Dogs. This game is a masterpiece, and I'd let Michael J. Fox give me a vasectomy just to get a sequel. If you didn't see my previous video on Sleeping Dogs, then meet Wei Shen. The only thing that comes more naturally to this man than violently beating up the residents of Hong Kong is pulling women. Genuinely, you can spend so much time in this game just dating various women, which is nice for me because I've been in a relationship for 6 years, so I have no clue how to date anymore. If I was single, I imagine my game would consist of telling women how quickly I can wash the dishes, and that I never forget to take the bins out. Anyway, Wei is a cop operating in the Sun On Yee, a Hong Kong triad with his childhood buddies to take them down from the inside out. It's our boy Winston's wedding day, so I cop a fresh tuxedo. White may look good, but might be a bad choice come dinner time, because if I spill anything down this jacket, it's going to stick out like a sore thumb. I pull up on a moped to save fuel and congratulate Winston and Peggy on the happiest day of their lives. Naturally, things go terribly wrong as I hear gunfire and screaming inside. We need to get in as quickly as possible, but I take a moment to observe the cars. It's not every day you see a Rolls Royce. I break in through the roof and the catering staff have gone crazy. They're even hitting women in public, which is disgraceful. You can't be striking a woman outside of your household. I start beating the catering staff, and I'm so glad I brought my handbag with me. Some more insecure men might call it feminine or even gay to hold a handbag. Is it so gay or feminine now I'm beating down dudes and breaking their noses with my metal butt plug? No, I didn't think so. I gun down more catering staff and eventually find Winston bleeding out with an already dead Peggy poetically laying on his lap. My boy really trying to get head one last time before she died. SMH. Leave a like if you also enjoy head. So Winston is dead thanks to the catering staff, all because we asked for a couple of gluten-free options on the menu. Wei doesn't let them off easily though, as I begin gunning down Asian men like I'm an elderly American taking a trip to Vietnam. They even shot Uncle Poe, which is taking things too far. He's just a defenseless old man who's the leader of a triad. He's never done anything wrong. I may also have taken out a couple of civilians as I was trying to get Uncle Poe out of there and couldn't take any chances. I get my boy to the hospital and then threaten one of the workers, which seems rude. Hospital workers already have enough stress on their plate. Alright, it's a new dawn, a new day, and it was time for me to get some revenge. I'm wearing Winston's clothes because I feel like this is what he would have wanted. Literally everything. The socks, the shoes, even the underwear. I didn't even take them to the dry cleaners first, I just slipped them in, skid marks and all. Before my revenge however, I decided to get a massage with a happy ending because I needed a pickup after yesterday's events. Happy ending massages seem to be way more popular over in Asian countries than they are over here. My brother-in-law is a massage therapist, but when I asked him for a cheeky handy to finish off, he stopped letting me see his kids and blocked me on Facebook. Who even uses Facebook anymore? He might as well have blocked me on Tumblr. Wei recognised one of the shooters at the wedding that got away, so we're off to hunt him down. We have a shootout at the docks because everyone seems to have firearms now, which spills over to the streets. We carjack the dude's car and leave him in the passenger seat in hopes he'll rate me 5 stars on Uber for this journey. Rather than killing him ourselves, we actually drop him off to Winston's mother, who has a good time with him and her meat cleaver. I go get another one of those special massages, thinking of Winston, because I know that's what he would have wanted. I then grab an ice cream, and honestly, is there a better way to cap off a week than a handy and an ice cream? I meet up with the boys at the club and tensions are high, but Wei is here to remind everyone we've got to stick together and keep workplace morale high. Just as we're planning to take a weekend spa getaway, some dude aptly named Ponytail walks in telling us Dogeyes will let us keep this territory, but all the money that went to Winston will now go to him. Wei however big dicks him, and I'll just show you the cutscene because it's honestly it's so hot. I love Wei.
That's an interesting proposition, but I have a counter offer from Mr. Lee. I'd appreciate if you relay this back to him word for word. Can you do that? You tell Mr. Lee that his people stay the fuck out of our territory, and in return, we'll let him live.
I don't think you'll find that offer to his liking.
I think you'll find that I don't give a fuck. You see our guest out, make sure he doesn't get lost.
You'll regret this.
And as badass as that was, it completely backfires as Dogeyes' boys just start lighting up the club. This proves big dicking isn't always the solution. Sometimes 3.7 inches is enough, despite what my ex has told me. Now that we're regularly using more guns, I've noticed my civilian death toll has definitely increased a fair amount. Who'd have thought that not using guns would result in less people dying over nothing? Someone should really tell America that. Anyway, I chase Ponytail until we have a showdown behind a supermarket. Fights, drug deals, losing your virginity. So much can happen by the bins out the back of a supermarket. It's crazy what the streets have seen. The sly bugger trips me up, banging my head off the industrial bin and slips away before the police show up. I may have a concussion, but like boxers in the 80s, I'll take the dementia in my 60s over going to hospital right now. I run away from the police and get saved by someone riding in a limo. No, I wasn't about to be molested by Jeffrey Epstein. I was actually saved by another one of the Sun On Yee Red Poles, Miss Jiang. Damn, look at the Triads being diverse and including women as Red Poles. This is like a Netflix adaptation. Alright, so I'm still in Winston's clothes and it's starting to get weird at this point, so I hit the night market for an outfit change. Well, I say outfit change, but it was more of a layered spray tan. I shave my head and spray my entire body gold. Wait, is this offensive? Could this be like Goldface or something? Am I like culturally appropriating C-3PO right now? We go check in on Winston's mother, and she doesn't even compliment my new spray tan, which really hurts deep down, but she does have some good news. The guy we brought her ratted out who led the wedding shooting. It was Dogeyes. We thought it was another Triad, the 18K, but no, it was our own Triad who did this. I don't know why I just said Triad like Triad. I'm saying that like it's some sort of religious god. Voiy has just been waiting for his time to kill Dogeyes, and he has finally been granted it. Dogeyes sees us and instantly books it into a boat. I can't tell if he was just scared of Voiy or scared of a big gold man walking him down, but either way, we were on the chase. What do you mean this game doesn't have flawless boat physics? That's exactly how speedboats take ramps in real life. Dogeyes escapes to a fishing market where hordes of his boys try to take me down, but this rock-hard gold man was having none of it. I start beating them down with fish because I feel like it would be rude not to, given the location of the fight. I also then just start throwing them on meat hooks, something which, being a terrible Dead by Daylight player, I'm very familiar with. Eventually we get the 1v1 with Dogeyes, and this man's hand-to-hand combat skills are abysmal. I fought preschoolers who I felt more threatened by than this man. And that was only last week. So after beating on Dogeyes for a bit, I chuck him in the trunk and get one of my boys to drive me home, who I also noticed doesn't complement my new look, so I'm thinking I may have to change the outfit again. Before I do that though, I drop Dogeyes off to Winston's mum, who begins feeding him stew of the body parts from the other guy I gave her. She begins going ham on Dogeyes with a meat cleaver, and as satisfying as this was to see, she's also doing this right next to where she prepares food. I'm really beginning to question the hygiene rating on this place. I get a phone call that all of the Red Poles of the Sun On Yee are meeting with Uncle Poe in hospital, so I slip on some new drip to impress. God, this man is so hot. When I get there, I officially get my initiation test, as well as being assigned as a Red Pole. For my initiation, I've got to take out a guy who's selling drugs to schoolgirls, and recently switched to the 18K. Selling drugs to schoolgirls is fine, but selling drugs to schoolgirls and giving the 18K a cut is not fine. I take Jackie with me too, so he can be officially initiated as well, but first ask me if I want to get a massage with him. There's nothing better than getting a happy ending while being right next to your bro. Well, at least that's what I thought was going to happen, but no, Jackie is actually having some problems with deep tissue in his lower back. I really hope he gets that figured out. I love Jackie. He's like a little brother to Voiy who's so wholesome, and you can tell deep down doesn't want this gang lifestyle. However, saying that, being with him on missions, he kind of gets in the way by standing there not doing anything, so I end up roundhousing him multiple times. He doesn't really seem too bothered by it though, he just sort of gets up, shakes it off, and then continues to look at Voiy lovingly. He's like a Labrador. So the drug dealer ends up pulling a gun on Voiy, and Jackie has to react quickly and kill him. He's pretty shaken up by the whole thing, as he's never killed anyone before, but we tell him to dust it off as we go to our initiation and watch 13 Jackie Chan movies, or whatever it is they do to initiate you into Triads. So I need to blow off some steam, so I head out to one of the gambling dens. When I get there, the bouncer asks me to do a favour as there's a couple of drunk guys being a bit too loud. I throw them overboard, which seems a little overboard. Hey. To me, because you know, they are drunk and probably can't perform the best breaststroke right now, so I'd imagine they'll end up drowning. Anyway, not my problem whether they can or cannot swim, let's go do some gambling. I get in there and play a game which I have no idea the rules of, so I end up losing a good chunk of my money. Luckily though, me and my therapist have recently been practicing emotional maturity and dealing with my problems by not projecting them onto other people. Alright, so I get a bell from Jackie, needing help with stealing some goods. I bring the angle grinder for practicality, but it also doubles as a pretty good self-defense weapon. When we get back, Jackie gets detained and brought in by the police, which seems unfair because he's just a low-level member that doesn't really contribute anything, but we let him stay because we all feel a bit sorry for him. No time to dwell on that right now though, as there's 18K at the hospital trying to take out Uncle Poe. One of the hospital workers actually snitches on Uncle Poe and where his room location is. And you know what they say. Snitches get stitches. Or a 9mm bullet to the head. both of them work, I guess. I feel sorry for all the civilians here who are probably just trying to get some blood work down, and now are hiding under the desks like an American high school student who bullied the quiet kid. Honestly, living in the UK, I can't actually relate to what it's like being in a hospital. Our healthcare might be free, but our healthcare also consists of never actually getting any healthcare. We find Uncle Poe, and he hasn't been molested or whatever it was the 18K were trying to do to him, but the power's out and he's on life support, so we need to turn the power back on before he dies. Wow, a mission in a game where you have to turn the power back on. I've never done that before. So with the power back on and Uncle Poe safe, me and Ricky get out of there before the cops show up. Luckily, the police response time in Hong Kong seems to be slower than it is in non-white neighbourhoods. Because I'm a good Samaritan, I go about my day trying to help the average citizen of Hong Kong. Like this guy, who was having some drunk dude disturb him outside of his store. I, however, accidentally grab the wrong guy, slamming the store owner against the wall and folding him like a deck chair. I wake up the next morning to a call from Not Ping, and she's pretty upset as she found out that Voiy has been sleeping with other women. Just wait until she finds out how many massages I've had over the last couple days too. Anyway, my boy Ricky wants to introduce me to Sonny Woe, who runs the more scumbag parts of the Sun On Ye, like the adult videos, the prozzies, and the human trafficking. He's basically the Andrew Tate of our triad. He's also got a big producer from America visiting named King, so Voiy decides to show him round Hong Kong. By show him round Hong Kong, I of course don't mean visit local tourist attractions and buy him coffee. We instead hit the club, get a VIP room, and a few women who had no father figures growing up. You can probably guess what happens next. Yes, that's right. I stand up and give the room a beautiful rendition of Bad Case of Lovin' You by Robert Palmer. One of the women was even so impressed by my performance, she gave me her number. I gave her a bell and we organised to meet. She tells me she's going for a jog, so here I am expecting a chilled pace of 4 to 6 miles per hour around the city while we talk and get to know each other. But no, she begins a parkour routine across the rooftops, and if this is what she classes as a jog, I'd hate to see what she thinks a run is. I beat her because there's nothing that women like more than an overly competitive man who always has to win and can't have some light-hearted fun. We of course then smash because this is Wei Shen, and he will sleep with every woman in Hong Kong by the time we finish this game. Think that we can't do another one by the time this video finishes? Well, watch this. My boy Ricky asked me to go pick up his girl and her friend as he's busy, so we head over. Her friend seems pretty into me, so I impress her by putting their lives in extreme danger and take part in a street race. Did I wreck Ricky's car? Yeah, sort of. Did I also impress her friend? Yes, I did. Voiy once again smashes, and what I was saying in the intro is no joke. This man is a true player. I wake up and we've got another new apartment. Life is well and truly on the up. Nothing can possibly bring us down now. If you want to see me finish out Sleeping Dogs with one more video, let me know by leaving a like. Subscribe if you're new around here. Thank you guys for watching, I really do appreciate it, and I'll see you all in the next one. Bye bye. A big thank you to my motherload Voiy Boys and above, Björn van den Hatter, ZYFin, TEG TTV. Thank you guys for your support.